Good evening, everyone. My name's Anthony Impey. I am a apprenticeship superfan. I am involved in various initiatives around apprenticeships, including sitting on the government's Apprenticeship Stakeholder Board. I work with Mike Cherry, who you'll hear from shortly, at the Federation of Small Business, shaping apprenticeship strategy for small businesses, and also involved in various other groups to help really promote apprenticeships. And I thought the words that we just heard about an apprentice's journey really resonated with me, and I think really tells the huge value that an apprenticeship can bring an organisation. And I think my expertise in apprenticeships first and foremost comes from running my own organisation, Optimity. And I need to talk to you a bit about Optimity. My investors get very upset if I come to a speaking event and don't talk about the company that I run. So I'm founder and CEO of Optimity. We are a Shoreditch-based business. We supply businesses with broadband using a new wireless technology that removes the need for fibre optics. And we've been doing that since 2012. And because we are supplying a service that lots and lots of businesses need, we have no shortage of people that want to buy our services, no shortage of companies that want to buy our service. And our number one challenge within our organisation is recruiting the right talent that we need in order to grow. And we've really struggled with that. We tried recruiting from people within the industry, but found they didn't have the right skills because we were doing something completely new. We tried recruiting graduates, and that kind of worked okay, but we always struggled to find people with precisely the right skills, and most importantly, people with the right attitude and ambition. And in fact, we turned to apprenticeships a bit out of desperation. We'd exhausted every other avenue, and so we turned to apprenticeships as a way to find the talent we needed. And we found that it was a fantastic source of raw talent that we could then mould and develop in the form that we needed as an organisation. And to that end, I just wanted to kind of give you an example of one of my colleagues that came through this journey, a guy called Shah. He won't mind me sharing his story with you. He joined us 4 years ago now. When he started, he had absolutely no technical knowledge at all. He knew how to use his phone, and that was it. He's now one of our key network engineers. And I remember interviewing Shah when he came to join us. And although he lacked qualifications, any qualifications at all, he had real ambition and drive and real determination to prove something. And it was only later that I kind of learned a bit about his story. So he left school with a couple of GCSEs, and his big challenge was that from the age of 15, he had to pay, he was responsible for paying the family mortgage. His mum was very ill, his dad became his mum's full-time carer. And it meant that Shah was going to school and then leaving school and doing a couple of jobs in the evening, working in a takeaway shop until very early in the morning, and then kind of rocking up to school. And it just meant that he just didn't get, he didn't get the opportunity to study. And so by all accounts, he just didn't have the qualifications in order to start a career in IT. And actually for us, the qualifications weren't important. We wanted to find somebody with the right attitude and ambition to come and join our organisation. And I think that's one of the huge things that, one of the huge benefits that employers can get from this is that they can recruit somebody with just that raw energy, that raw talent, and give them the skills they need in order to be very successful in the organisation that they're working for. I think it's important to tell Shah's story, and for me to share Shah's story with you, because I think it kind of gives some pointers to why apprenticeships are so important for companies. What we've found in employing apprentices. And to give you an idea, about 20% of our team has been recruited through apprenticeships. So we are really committed to apprenticeships as a strategy. There's some kind of key things that we've learned from this. The first is that you need young people to join your organisation who have got the right ambition and attitude, and nothing else matters. The qualifications don't matter. You just need to find people with the right attitude and ambition. And that is critical for the whole process to succeed. You've got to have good people at the beginning of the process. You've got to offer those young people a great journey through the organisation. And I think that word journey kept coming up in the last presentation. It is a journey that you're going on as an employer with that young person. And so every part of the organisation has got to be contributing to that young person's development. We do something called an executive briefing. It sounds very grand, but it's essentially the managers within the business, they have a weekly meeting with the apprentices and talk to them about different aspects of the business. Just an example of how an organisation can really get behind the training and development of a young person. I think the other thing that employers can do is really get involved in shaping the curriculum that their apprentices are studying. And the government has introduced a policy called Trailblazers, and it allows employers to engage and essentially help write the qualifications that an apprentice can study. And I think as a policy, it's quite revolutionary. It's essentially the government saying to employers, write 2 pages of the qualification you need in your organisation, and then we'll turn that into a qualification. But I think the last point, and the most important point about businesses and their engagement with apprenticeships, is that it's got to be good business. We employed Shah because we had a requirement in our organisation. We had a requirement for talent. And through that requirement, we were able to give Shah this experience and give him this start to his what will be a hugely successful career. But the key driver, I think, is that apprenticeships have to make good business sense for those organisations that are engaged. It is not about corporate social responsibility. It is about doing good business. And I think that is the thing about apprenticeships. It's an opportunity for employers to train and develop the people that they need in their organisation to do the jobs that they need doing. And with that, I will leave you with that thought. Thank you.